Welcome, racing fans, to Motorsports Radio, home of Motorsports Talk. This is Channel MR1 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series racing on Sunday. Winner Jimmy Johnson, action from Martinsville. And now for the Motorsports Radio breakdown. So, it was the Goodies Fast Relief 500, Martinsville Speedway, 500 laps, and Short Track Sunday Showdown, Martin Truex Jr., the pole setter. Joey Logano starts in second. Jimmy Johnson, race winner, started in third. The drop of the green flag, the 78, 22, and the 48 in the top three at the paperclip, race number one of the round of 8. Asphalt, concrete, and congestion. Green flag in the air care of King Richard Petty, and off Truex Jr. quickly breaks away from double line, 78, 22, 48 in the top three, but the 78 giving himself some space between him and the rest of the pack. Top five would be Truex Jr., Joey Logano, Jimmy Johnson, AJ Allmendinger, and Chase Elliott. A 500 lapper on Sunday as we close on to lap 10. The double file transfers to a little bit of a single file, but then we get question number 1, lap 22. This would be for Ricky Stenhouse Jr., driver of the 17 Fastenal Ford. He goes into the wall between turns 3 and 4. Major back end damage on the number 17. First of possibly many. Well, I think it was only 6 questions on Sunday. Restart at lap 29. Race leader Joey Logano. Denny Hamlin, Carl Edwards penalized for speeding on pit road during this last question. And we got Joey Logano in the lead now. Tony Stewart in second. Jimmy Johnson running third. Truex Jr. would drop down to fourth. Top 5 Lap 45, Joey Logano, Truex Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Kyle Larson, AJ Allmendinger. But at lap 46, Truex Jr. gets by Logano to become the race leader. Once again, Logano will drop down to second. Question number 2 will be at lap 60 for the 23 car driven by David Reagan. The 23 smoking restart lap 67. Truex Jr. in the lead still. Kyle Busch in second. Kyle Larson third. Logano would restart in fourth. He would eventually drop down to seventh, but first... Then we got a top 5 lap 75 of Kyle Larson, Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, AJ Allmendinger, and Kevin Harvick. So we had Kyle Larson in the lead for just a little bit. Lap 80, Truex Jr. back in the lead as Kyle Larson drops down to second. Then we get as we complete the first 100 laps or so, top 5 lap 105, Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth in third, and Kevin Harvick in fourth. Then lap 111, another new leader. This time it's Kyle Busch for about 3 laps until lap 114, when Truex Jr. would take the lead once again, but just 0.4 of a second between Truex Jr. and second place Kyle Busch. Then we get to lap 32 now. Lap 132, I should say. Lap 132. All right. We get question number 3. This is for debris from possible the 44 of Brian Scott, whose car was smoking just moments before the yellow came out. Now we had 2 penalties here. Kevin Harvick speeding on pit road, and then Brian Scott, the cause of too many over the wall. We go back to green at lap 140. Top 5 lap 145. Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, and AJ Allmendinger, as the Martinsville showdown continues to be dominated by a non-chaser as the leaders mix in with the lap traffic. Truex Jr., the short track showstopper on Sunday. He had a couple showstoppers on Sunday, but Matt Kenseth riding the bumper of Truex Jr., and then we get to lap 181, and Matt Kenseth, the new race leader. For a little while later, then Kyle Busch was up to second, Truex Jr. down to third, top 5 lap 195, Matt Kenseth, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Truex Jr., AJ Allmendinger. A nitty-gritty moment, and a nitty-gritty from Denny Hamlin squeezing by between Jimmy Johnson's 48 and Keselowski's number 2 to move from 9th up to 6th, which was a very, very close call for the number 11. Denny Hamlin making some contact with that 48 car as the 11 squeezes by. Jimmy Johnson suffered from a left front tire rub, and this would bring out the caution out for the 4th time on Sunday. We go back to green lap 208 with Matt Kenseth still in front. A little fight for third between Logano and Truex Jr., the first newsmaker coming out of this restart, but Truex Jr. would get by to take third. Logano would drop down to 7th once again. 1878 back in the top three, and a little mix-up of the top three. Lap 235, Denny Hamlin up in second. So now the 20, 11, and the 18, Kenseth, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Truex Jr. down in fifth. Top 5, lap 145. This would be Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, who was in the 88, running 4th, Truex Jr. in 5th. Kevin Harvick drops down to 19th. And then we get to the race halfway mark at lap 250. And we're going to have the full results from all the drivers over on MR5 a little bit later on. 3 chases making up the top 3, 27, 11, and the 18, as the second half of the short track showdown unfolds. Kenseth, Hamlin, Kyle Busch. Truex Jr. was the showstopper in the first half, but now it's Matt Kenseth. Kenseth getting slowed down by some lap traffic, however. Lap 303, Austin Dillon's number 3 Chevy smoking left rear tire rub after contact from Kyle Larson. 90 plus laps of green flag racing, 98 laps of green flag racing, and as of lap 306. But Kenseth reporting a tire rub as well, right rear tire rub on the number 20 car at approximately lap 316. Kenseth's 20 and Ryan Newman's 31 made a little contact. Ryan Newman, who was running 18th, Kenseth the leader in the midst of the lap traffic, and there were 17 cars on the lead lap at that time. Top 5, lap 325, Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, Truex Jr. Still no change. Top 5. Keselowski in 6th, teammate Logano down in 8th, and then we get into lap 356 and some drivers start pouring in for a round of green flag pit stops, and this is what led, if you saw this race on Sunday, you had that 29-minute green yellow flag, 30-minute yellow caution, and this is when all that started. And then as the green flag pit stops unfold, the yellow flag flies, and this is Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards into the wall between turn 1 and 2. He had a tire down right front, which was the culprit. And the rim from that right front was just all banged up. The 19 to the garage. So this is what happened. Some drivers started coming in on the green. Then the yellow came out. And then you had A.J. Allmendinger, whose car ran out of fuel. He comes in on the pit with pit road closed. And then you had Jimmy Johnson, who was having issues with his car. He was running out of fuel as well, but he actually was on reserve and actually stayed out until pit road was open, which he almost got stuck out there. Very crazy chain of events out there. So we had actually 3 cars running out of fuel, I think. Let's see, was it 3 cars? Oh, yeah. The 13 car, that was the third one, also ran out of fuel, Casey Mears. So Jamie Johnson, Casey Mears running out of fuel, and a crazy chain of events. And I was reading an article on it today. I did a little write-up. We'll talk a little bit about it on Thursday. So it was just basically a little glitch that happened on Sunday. So they had to make sure they get all the cars in the right scoring positions and in the right order. Because whenever you got green flag pit stops and then a yellow comes out right in the middle of it, it just messes up everything. Especially when everyone's coming in because it's around the green flag pit stops, fuel window, so that always messes up everything. So, but they got it straightened out. And the pace car came in and out like 2 or 3 times. And cars were going up, passing cars that weren't supposed to be passing cars, and some cars got back on the lead lap that weren't supposed. So it was all sorts of crazy, and that's what happened. That was question number 5. But we go back to green at lap 387, and then with a new race leader. This time it was Denny Hamlin, Motorsports Radio Championship 4 probable, which got knocked down to 3. So back to green, and the field is shuffled. Top 5, lap 395. We have Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Jay McMurray, Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, 11:48, 1:18, and the 20. And now it looks like Denny Hamlin is the star of the show for a little bit until we have Jimmy Johnson taking over. And then we get to lap 400, the last 100 laps, and this was pretty much the Jimmy Johnson show. All chases in the top 5 now except for Jay McMurray, and Jimmy Johnson getting on Denny Hamlin to the 48 after the 11. Nitty gritty, a side-by-side pass for the 48. Jimmy Johnson getting by, but Denny Hamlin still on him, but lap 110, Johnson gets by and gets away as the 48 now in front. Inside the last 100 now, and the 500 lap starts winding down. Top 5, lap 445. Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Kyle Busch, and Truex Jr. And man, oh man, just 10 cars on the lead lap, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get Brad Keselowski moving up to second, taking second from Denny Hamlin. Hamlin drops down to third. Actually, Denny Hamlin wound up finishing third with 33 to go. Then lap 480, start of the last 20. Keselowski chasing down Jimmy Johnson, but Jimmy Johnson now you got the 2 going after the 48. But Jimmy Johnson with a 2+ second lead on Keselowski. My goodness, there was no 2-second lead. The whole race is short track racing. Everyone's on everybody. So Jimmy Johnson pretty much started 2+ seconds lead. The tail end of this race, we finally got someone that's putting 2 seconds on somebody, and it was Jimmy Johnson putting 2 seconds on Brad Keselowski. Then lap 93, DiBenedetto's car slows down a little bit, but all eyes on the 48. And then we get to lap 495, the final five. Top five, Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, and Kyle Busch. White flag in the air at 499. Checker comes out at lap 500. And the winner of the Goodies Fast Relay 500, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy, 6-time Johnson, who now advances to the Championship 4 and winner of the Martinsville Clock. So there you go. Right. Top 5 finishes from Sunday. Okay. Jimmy Johnson, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Kyle Busch, 48, 2, 11, 20, and the 18. Most laps led was Matt Kenseth, who led 176. Truex Jr. led 147. Jimmy Johnson, the winner, led 92. So there you go. Right. So here's some Motorsports Radio race info. And I do apologize. We're here on Tuesday this week, because yesterday I was on candy duty, which turned out to be a flop, but I'll get to that on Thursday if I don't forget. So I had to do some candy stuff, so that's why we're here on Tuesday. But next week we'll be back on Monday. And next Monday we have 3 shows next Monday, MR1, 2, and 3, because all 3 series are racing this weekend. We'll get to that on Thursday. But Motorsports race info from the Goodies 500. It's going to be 9 liters, 15 lead changes, top speed 95.472 miles per hour, fastest lap 19.834 seconds, 5 cautions, 54 yellow flag laps, and the race time 3 hours, 27 minutes, and 29 seconds. The next NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race is on Sunday, November 6th from Texas. Thank you for tuning in from Long Island, New York. This is Motorsports Radio, and check out the home of Motorsports Radio on the web at motorsportsradio.net, home of Motorsports Talk.